What about the playoffs the last 3 years that you guys are able to play well? And
I don't have that answer. I just, it must have something to do with the fact that the season is close to an end and our guys don't want it to end. I don't know if there's anything more than that. I definitely think we played better hockey than at times during the regular season over the past 3 years. Now, our first year here, we played, not very good hockey during the regular season. We played okay in the playoffs. Second year, I thought our regular season, the second half was okay. This year, I think we played much better hockey than our regular season indicated. We almost lost our way a little bit the last month, in terms of consistency anyway. The look on their faces after the game Friday night was one of a lot of questions and not many answers. But I've said this before, full credit to the leadership and the older guys in our locker room to take that as another opportunity, and they didn't want the season to be over, and that's the way we played Saturday and Sunday. So I don't, other than the fact that there's a chance the season could be over, I don't know what else changes.
did you have a sense during the day Saturday that the game was going to go well? That you were gonna...
I don't want to say the game was going to go well. I had a sense that we were going to play better, and we were going to give ourselves a much better opportunity, a much better chance. I didn't have much doubt that some individuals were going to play better. That happened. I think we were opportunistic around the other team's net on Saturday, which was good. And then once we got into that situation where game 3 and the momentum was on our side, I had a good feeling about, again, we were going to get a good effort at the very least. And obviously we got that.
You just talk about the confidence the team has and the feeling it has after.
I think the confidence we have is it's a good thing. I mean, we're a program that I keep going back to the last 3 years because I don't think this is about one weekend. We haven't been overly confident with what we've been doing. There's been times we've been trying to build that confidence. I don't think our preparation last week was very good. We weren't a confident team preparing last week. The weekend at Notre Dame, it set us back a little bit in terms of our preparation. I don't know if we were thinking too much about it. I don't know if we thought that we let an opportunity go because we weren't going to host now. I'm not sure. But it's a team that, there was smiles today, and I honestly believe this, that the reason we're confident is that we're still playing. We were able to have a meeting as the 12-13 team still. This wasn't the end of the year meeting and wish your seniors well. We live to fight another day in hockey terms. And I think the guys should be confident about that. We deserve to feel confident about that. I don't think it was a fluke we went up there and did what we did. That takes nothing away from Lake Superior is a great team. We knew it. They earned home ice. We didn't. But I think our guys deserve to feel confident about how last weekend went and into their preparation for this weekend. And that's what, that helps everything. It makes guys feel better about what's going on at the rink. It makes it a good, we want to come to the rink, and it made today's practice better. So that's a good thing.
Confidence, I guess the best thing to take away from this weekend in terms of playing this past weekend, whereas Notre Dame got to rest. I guess just looking at those two perspectives.
In terms of comparing it to Notre Dame, yeah. I think coaches would argue that, especially in college hockey, when it's week to week, that playing is better. Now you have to kind of get back in the mindset of playing in games, and we don't have to do that. We were playing. In pro hockey terms, you're playing 4 games in 5 nights, and the team's playing 2 games in 5 nights. It's pretty simple. But I don't put a whole lot into that. Notre Dame's going to be ready. They're playing at home. They've had 2 weeks to get rested. Are we more confident today than we were 2 weeks ago preparing for Notre Dame? Probably. But I don't think we were not confident that week. So I don't put a whole lot into, I haven't thought a whole lot about that. I know how we're going to have to prepare this week for a very difficult weekend.
Is that confidence at all boosted based on the way you guys won the last 2 games scoring? 13 goals over 2-game period?
I don't think so. I think it's just confidence, in today's approach, today's practice. I don't think the fact the score was what it was made us more confident or less confident. The perspective we're going to take is if we're doing things the right way, we are a team that can score. We've struggled with that at times this year, so that means if we do things a certain way, we can score. If we don't do things a certain way, we won't score. So I think for us, it's okay, let's make a decision to do things a certain way so we can give ourselves a chance to score. But I don't think it's any more confident because of what the scores were.
Now, the fact that you guys played Notre Dame just a short time ago, does that have any impact on the way you guys prepare for this weekend in terms of what you guys might have learned something from the last time you played?
The only thing we learned from the last time we played is if we play a certain way, we won't win. And that's as black and white as I'll put it. We have to play the game we played them 4 times this year. We felt like we played one game the way we needed to, and then 3 games we were way too off and on with that. And the results were 1 and 3. So having played them 2 weeks ago, it's just as easy for them. I mean, they know what to expect from us. We haven't changed anything. I don't expect they've changed anything. It is good that our guys know we just played them and what to expect. And we'll leave it at that.
And then will you talk a little bit about the way Andrew rebounded this weekend, especially after the last game against Notre Dame?
Yeah, I think he got back to being Andrew, which, we were disappointed with what happened in Notre Dame because it doesn't happen. Over the 3 years that he's kind of, since I've been here, been the goaltender, with the exception of the little bit of the first year with him and Eno were splitting. Andrew's, his worst game is good. Obviously, his best game is great. I haven't seen Andrew give up. Sometimes you see him give up one goal that he'd like to have back, but not more than one. But this past weekend, the rust had been knocked off, which we were hoping it would have. He made some big-time saves on Friday to keep us in that game. And then Saturday and Sunday, obviously, the team in front of him was playing way better. So it's not a surprise at all that Andrew's back on top of this game. And what I like about it now is that he's rested in the big picture. He had 4 weeks off there, and he was able to get rested. He was a guy that we all talked about. We probably would have rode him down the stretch, and we didn't have to do that. And now he's rested. So I'm looking forward to seeing what he does with the opportunity. But our intentions are our expectations are that he's going to take advantage of the opportunity and play well.
I know we've asked you this, but I think this will be the 5th time this year. What challenges does Notre Dame present?
Too many to list. Their depth is, to me, the biggest challenge. Because if it's not Tynan, it's somebody else. If it's not Lee, it's somebody else. If it's not a forward, it's a defenseman. If it's not the defenseman, then Summerhays or Johnson will be there. So it's their depth. Because that depth has just so many layers. It's big and strong depth. It's skill depth. It's defensemen that they're a big bunch. They're an NHL decor with the exception of Calabrese in terms of size. And Sam Calabrese has great hands and is involved that way. So there's all kinds of challenges.
Keeping in mind you're going to be facing a big-time power play this weekend, how do you feel about the penalty killing based on the first weekend of the playoffs?
Based on the first weekend of the playoffs, I feel fine. Based on our series at Notre Dame, I feel fine. I really do. I mean, when you look at those power play goals they scored, 2 of them Friday, 1 hit an E-pad, 1 hit a stick. The one on Saturday, Andrew just didn't play it properly coming out of the net. I feel like, first of all, we have to stay on the box. Friday night at Lake Superior, they had 6 opportunities. That's way too many. We have to be able to play on the edge, play hard, compete, and not take penalties, and our guys know that, and we've proven that we can do that. 3 or 4 opportunities, 3 opportunities we can live with, and we're going to have confidence in our penalty kill that they're going to get the job done, and I have confidence in them. Knowing that Notre Dame's power play is big time. So there's going to be some things you just can't control, and we're going to have to worry about the things we can.
It seemed like the forecheck this past weekend, especially on the penalty kill, was pretty good on Saturday and Sunday night. I guess, is that an improved part of the penalty kill? Is that?
Not necessarily. We've always had that in place, but I just think we had more opportunities to get to that forecheck on the penalty kill. I do feel it's a better option for us is to get up and put some pressure on people instead of sit back and let them attack you full speed. But there's circumstances that you can't avoid on the penalty kill, whether it be a change or you're tired or whatever. Our mentality penalty killing wise isn't going to change. We're going to try to make teams earn things and put pressure on them when we can.
You just talk about the way Emrod and Pledge and Pautoma
Yeah.
played the last 2 games after.
We've talked about this plenty of times of opportunity. What kids do with their opportunity, that's up to them. And those three guys in particular didn't play Friday, and we were looking for a spark from the three of them, and we got just that. I mean, Pautoma contributed with a goal, so that was Saturday right away. Rodriguez's line, I thought, was doing some good things both nights, and I thought Teddy Pletch was obviously a big part of that. So, it's unfortunate for the guys that came out because by no means was it their fault what happened on Friday, but you make decisions. But to see what those three guys in particular did with their opportunity after being out on Friday, very proud of them and happy for them because I know they wanted to contribute and they wanted to take advantage of their opportunity. They were able to do that.
What does winning another playoff series mean in terms of the big picture for the program?
I hope it means another step forward. I don't see how it can't mean that. We were all disappointed that we didn't host this year. We felt like our body of work over the regular season was close to being able to do that. But we take ownership of that. What we did the first half, what we did the last month, that's ours. We own that. And it wasn't good enough. So to be able to go on the road and gather ourselves and even take a good solid punch in the nose on Friday night and still respond Saturday and Sunday, it shows the resiliency is there. It shows the progress is there. And big picture wise, I hope it shows that we took a step forward. How big of a step, I don't think matters. So long as we're going forward, that's the most important.
Will we see Connor this weekend?
No. Connor's banged up, and he probably won't even skate this week.
Is he, hate to ask it this way, is he done for the year?
I don't necessarily think we're there yet. If we're having a press conference next week, then maybe not.
Okay.
Obviously, if we're not, then there's a reason we're not.
Yeah.
So it depends. I know that's where you're headed. I don't know. If we have more hockey to play, then not necessarily. But it's an injury that could keep him out for the near, the next 7-10 days, something like that.
Anybody else?
No, we're good other than that.
You guys good?
Yeah.
All right, first.
You have any theories or reasons why you guys are always able to play well and win playoff series?
It's tough to put your finger on it. I just think we're a team that really cares about each other a lot, and anytime you get put in a situation where tomorrow's not a given and that could be kind of the last day you're with that group of guys, I think that kind of maybe just pushes us over the edge to kind of dig down and find something extra that we didn't know we had.
How does it help having beaten Notre Dame once this year in terms of this weekend?
I think it helps a lot. It obviously gives us confidence knowing that if we do things the right way that we can beat them. And you know what? The last weekend we were there, we didn't play our best hockey, and I don't think anyone thinks that we did. I thought this weekend we showed that if we do things right, we can play a certain style of hockey and be very successful with it. So I think the key to that is just staying the course for what we did this weekend.
Can you talk about your perspective, the way you were able to rebound this weekend after that last game against Notre Dame?
Yeah, I felt like I was fighting it all weekend at Notre Dame, and to kind of get back in and have a full week of practice was good, and kind of able to set my mind straight. And then obviously, the team really did play that well in front of me this weekend. That they didn't it really wasn't that hard on me overall. I was there to make saves when I had to, but I thought the team did a really good job playing defensively.
Was that increased success from your part just from the fact that you're able to finally shake off that rust of not having been out of the lineup for a couple weeks?
Well, I mean, it's just tough dealing with not being on the ice for a while. You know, and you get out of your routine and stuff, and once you start trying to get back into it, maybe it takes a little while. But I think now it's kind of had a couple weekends here now where I've gotten back into it, and I think I'm right back where I was before.
Having had 4 weeks off, do you feel fresher, less tired at this point in the season than usual?
Yeah, I mean, it's obviously whenever you play 3 games in 3 nights, it's pretty tough. But overall, from this point last year, I think I definitely feel better overall.
Do you feel better because you were off, you were injured?
Yeah, I mean, I think mentally it's very refreshing, but I mean, physically you can lose some stuff over that time period if you don't stay sharp. So physically, I've just been trying to get back to where I was, and I think, you know, I'm there now, and I think overall it's just if you use it well, it can definitely benefit you, and I think I was able to do that.
Is there anything specifically that the team is doing in front of you, defensively or offensively, that's making it a little easier, especially this past weekend?
I think Saturday and Sunday we just took care of the puck that much better than we have lately, and when we were having success after Christmas there, I thought that was one of our biggest strengths, and I think Friday we didn't do a great job with that, but Saturday and Sunday we rebounded with 2 really good efforts. So I think when you're kind of taking care of the puck as well as we did on those nights, you're gonna have a lot more success.
You guys good?
Yeah.
All right, thanks.